Hi everyone and welcome. My name's Mary and welcome to my little part of the internet about my crafting. I'm a knitter, crocheter who lives in Northern Ireland, and this is where I tell you what I've been up to for the last month. That wasn't too bad. I always struggle with the intro. Must actually write that down. What I'm going to show you today is basically what I've been doing for the last month. I don't think there's any crochet here. No, it's actually all knit. What I've been doing for the last 6 months especially, has been keeping track of how much yarn I've used, what I've used. I've been doing I did the 12 casts on of 2026 with YarnNYarns. I'll tag everything below, anybody that I mention. And I have been trying to consciously make things that I maybe not necessarily wouldn't normally make, but a wee bit outside my comfort zone in some things, some other things not. Some things I just, I've maybe made one thing and won't make anything else, but I know I can tick that box. So I need to make a video of my first 6 months with YarnNYarns, the 12 cast-ons of 2026, as I said. Then I also have been keeping track of how much yarn I've used, which I'm quite impressed with so far, I have to admit. But then when you add in the yarn that I've used, and then you've got the yarn that I've used, and you add in the yarn that I bought in the last 6 months, am I in a negative or am I in a positive still? You'll have to watch and see. That's not going to be on this video. This is just going to be a wee short one, just to show you what I've made this month, because some of these are gifts that I need to take with me tomorrow. Yeah, so we'll get started and do that. First thing that I have is, this isn't a gift, this is a little blanket that I made. I have like a great niece type thing, who tried to finger knit while she was pregnant. Didn't work. She had this ball of chenille. I hate this stuff. And she says, Mary, can you make something with it? She's got 2 wee girls. This will either be a wee blanket for one of them or for over their baby prams or whatever. All it was cast on 40 and just knit till I finished. It's not very big. It just is what it is. It's nothing too exciting. So that's that. It's just a wee chenille blanket. Then I went into a shawl kit. As I say, I'm going somewhere tomorrow. There's 2 ladies that I have got to know over the last wee while, and I want to give them a wee gift, but I just wanted to make a couple of things and let them pick what they would like. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 things that I've got 5. I showed you in the last video, I showed you the Sophie shawl, purple Sophie shawl. It's one of them. So these 4 that I've got have all been blocked, but they need the ends woven in, the ends woven in. So this is, you'll see the Linus Shawl. I love the Linus Shawl. It's very versatile. It's an easy knit, but it looks good, and it looks, I suppose it looks hard, even though it's not, because it really is only knitting and a yarn over and a knit 2 together. That's it. But I have a tendency to do things that I like the yarn. I know it's going to sound absolutely weird. I like the yarn to showcase, not the pattern. Be showcased, not the pattern. So this is my first one. This is that's 100%. This is Cookie yarn. Cookie is, I don't even know if they have it anymore. It was Hobie. Again, trying to use everything from stash. I used a 200-gram ball, but this wasn't 200 grams. This was less than 100. I've got enough there. I'm going to make a hat and another one of these with the rest. So that's all it is. It's just, I've got a bum shoulder, so I have to be careful. Getting physio for my shoulder. So, it's nothing huge. I started this weaving, let's show you how quick. I started this on the 5th of June and finished it on the 10th. So, as I say, not huge, but just nice. The 2 ladies that I'm gifting these to are not very big ladies. so I didn't want to make something that would drown them. This is Cookie colorway 46212, and it's, as I say, really, really soft for acrylic. I think it's 100% acrylic. I don't know, does it say? Yeah, 100% acrylic, but it's got a nice wee halo. You see the wee halo on it? So that's the one. I've got a hat going from this, but I haven't started it. Haven't started it. It's Ross hat. I've got a bit done, but I'm not enough to warrant showing you. So that was the first one. The second one, again, you're going to see a lot of these. Again, Linus Shawl. Again, Cookie Yarn. This color is 46215. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And again, 5.5mm needle. I just wanted to have a different colors so that they could, say, two ladies that I just got to know, and I just want to give them some wee thing to say, yeah, I see you. And so this one here was started on the 10th of June, and it was finished on the 14th. And everybody that gets anything from me gets the cat hair free. But again, gorgeous colors. Anthony woven in. Another, guess what? Cookie yarn. This one again, 5.5, colorway 46209. You know, they're all, you can see that they're all not necessarily in the same family, but they're all, yeah, similar. And this again, the Linus Shawl, but they're just, it's a wee versatile shawly, scarfy, you know, it is what it is. But the colours are gorgeous. Look, I love yarn that the yarn showcases not necessarily the stitch, and that's why I think I do so many what are they called, socks that are oh my word, vanilla socks. Now this one, I don't know about this one. It's pretty, but it's again cookie yarn, but I was going for something different because that's 1, 2, 3 Linus Shawls, and then I've got a Sophie scarf. That was the purple one from last week, and this one again is another Linus, not Linus, this is just a triangle shawl, and it's colorway 46211. But I decided to do it in a triangle. As I say, both these ladies are, oh my god, my arms just, both these ladies are not very big. And I'm just a bit concerned that I've done it too small. Get down, you son of a gun. Once that's underneath the coat, you know what I mean? So, and I'm a green girl. Colours are absolutely gorgeous. So that's the 4 ones that I finished this month. And this one was finished. Did I say that when the last one? That one was done. Oh, I said that was the 10th to the 14th. This is how quick they are. That one was the 14th to the 17th. Nearly shoving it down your throat there. And this wee triangle one, it was the longest one. It was the 17th to the 23rd. But look. And then I just done like a net border at the bottom. Because there was a wee, no, there wasn't a border going up. I don't know why I done that. And again, you know, it was just to give a variety. You know, there's 3 Linuses, one Sophie, and a triangle. I just wanted to have a bit of a variety for them to pick, or if they want 2, they can have 2. And then the last thing I finished, there's no show without a pair of socks. I haven't really done socks this month at all. The last pair of socks I finished was on sorry, getting the side of my head. The last socks. What is my bag here? For May. Well, it was the 31st. And then I started these on the 19th and finished them on the 20th. Finished them a couple of hours ago, so I did. These are merino Yarn Smith merino sock, 64. I'm taking this one off because I think it's one of them's too big. Don't know which one it is. Bugging me. 64 stitches, 60 on the leg, heel flap and gusset, and then about a size, UK size 5.5. I done a 22 by 2 rib. This is what I'm talking about the yarn showcasing. Like, you look at that, and again, gorgeous. So that used about, how much yarn did that use? I think it didn't even use 64 grams of yarn for them. So they are a gift as well. I go to a knit group on a Monday and have been going to a knit group for a wee while, and they're lovely. We were on Monday there. We played bingo. We were supposed to play bingo before Easter, but something happened and a lot of the group wasn't there. And I had made a pair of socks because you were bringing in a prize. It was a £5 to enter the bingo, plus you bought a wee prize. So I made a pair of socks and I got a couple of packets of chocolate. Anyway, I didn't wrap mine. I never thought I put them in a wee Shane bag. And I'm sitting in all the prizes were sorted out because the way they done the bingo was, the first sheet was for the money, the second sheet was for prizes, and two of the ladies went up and they separated all the prizes, and I won a prize, which I was quite happy with. One of them was a bottle of wine that I gave away. But anyway, and I'm looking, and the last prize is my chocolate and my socks, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm absolutely embarrassed. And the lady that was dealing with the prizes, when the second to last prize was given, I says to her, oh my gosh, here we say affronted, which means embarrassed. I says, I'm affronted. I says, you have left my socks up there. I says, nobody wants them. And she turned to me and she went, no. She says, I'm just not giving your socks out. She says, I'm hoping that I'm winning the next one and I get the socks. So lo and behold, she did win the next one and she did get the socks, and she made the biggest deal. She says, Mary, she says, you don't know. She says, I didn't want to give them away. She says, I wanted to see if I could win them. She says, because I was eyeing them. She says, everybody wanted the socks. So she ended up putting them on and putting her foot up and showing. So suffice to say, my socks are a hit. So they have said about doing it again in a couple of months, and it was like, Mary, can you make a pair of socks? So long story short, that knit group, there's a young lady in it, and she's from Germany, and her name is Frida, and Frida's doing like a work placement type thing, where she's living over here and she's doing this within this community environment. So we're all getting together in beginning of August, to have a barbecue before Frida goes. And I says to her, can I please make you something as a gift? Because she's just a nice young girl. I says, can I make you something as a gift for going home? That'll remind you of me. And I was thinking, a Linus shawl or a scarf or something, gold, whatnot. And she's like, can you make me socks? So I'm like, yeah, I can make socks. So we were sitting yesterday, as I say, they're calling the bingo and I'm knitting in between the bingo calling, and they're all like, look at me knitting while she's, if I'm not knitting, I'm not breathing. And Frida comes down prior to the bingo and she's like, oh my gosh, Mary, look at that, and look at the colours, and she says, they are absolutely beautiful. And I says, well, I'm glad you like them because these are one of your pair. So these are one of Frida's socks. So I plan, you know, maybe I should make that a wee challenge for myself to only knit Frida socks this month, and try and maybe do a pair of socks a week. Now I have my Carlame socks that they have to be off first, because she's from what I can see and what I've heard, she's from a family that they don't have much. So stuff like this is a luxury. But then stuff like this is a luxury for anybody. Shit, it's a luxury for me to say all that goes on my feet really is wool socks. I never thought I'd see the day. But anyway, long story short, those socks are for Frida. And that's that. What I have bought. One thing. Well, it's not really knit related. Actually, two things, maybe three, and they're not knit related. I don't know if any of you watched The Mandalorian. I am not that type of nerd. I've never seen Harry Potter. Shit me, Carla May. I don't think I've ever watched a Star Wars movie. But Marion and I started watching The Mandalorian, and I love it. Now this is Grogu, and this is not my purse, or as some of you call it, a wallet. No, this is for stitch markers, and it is a wallet, but it's for stitch markers, and there's actually a pen in it, and there's, oh, just dropped one. That was got for me for my birthday. I can't remember if I showed you, but oh my gosh. So my wee Grogu, and I got a keychain. But we were in Ballymena for getting a couple of things for Michael for Father's Day, and went into, there's a, I don't know the name of it, can't say it, shop that sells all the stuff from that, the Asian side of the world, you know, all of the blind boxes and stuff like that. And look, oh look, so this is one of my new project bags. Isn't that lovely? I just think he's so fucking cute. So yeah, maybe I'm a bigger nerd than what I thought. So anybody, my folks, that's about it. I'm not going to show you anything that I'm any works in progresses, because I haven't really touched any of them. I've been doing mainly that. I'm going to put onto the end of this, I'm waiting in the post, it should be here today, not today, tomorrow, the next day, my yarn subscription, so I'll add it to the end before I post this. I'm now going to go on, you're going to see me in the same t-shirt. I'm going to go on and do my stats for the first half of the year, and then I might do my, what might I do? I might do my yarn and yarns as well. So whatever you are doing, hope you are having fun. Breathe. Yep, that's as much as we can do with the way the world is at the minute. It's just it ain't easy, but my thoughts and prayers are with you all. Take care, God bless. Hello, I told you I would be back when I got my YarnNYarn. In the post today is Friday the 3rd of July. So super excited to get this. It come in yesterday. Look at that. You can see the colours underneath that. Oh my gosh, look in here. Right, okay. Calm down now. I love how Lucy sorts this out. And the customer service, oh my gosh. Customer service is second to none when it comes to unseen yarn. So here we go. Oh my word. Oh, take these off. Wait till you see how this looks. Oh my word. Can you see that? That is beautiful. Now, this is the Moth Club. And the moth of the month is the Madagascan sunset moth, and that's the moth this yarn is fashioned after. So remember the colours. You get pink and blue and orange and green. And look, oh my word, isn't that phenomenal? So let's get it in, I think. I know what I'm going to do with it. I'd seen a girl had held fingering weight double and made like a couple of made a granny square, solid granny square blank, solid granny square, and then another motif of some shape or form with her fingering weight. And I thought, oh, that is a great idea. So that is what I'm hoping to do with my moth blank. Look at that. Oh look, that is absolutely perfect. Absolutely. I could not, if I tried to get those colours anyway. So as I say, you then get a wee stitch marker and you get a sticker. And as I say, when you look at those two there, or maybe that's the best way. Oh, that is, let's see, unbelievable job. I'll tag them down in the description so you can have a look at it. But yeah, thanks very much, folks. Have a nice weekend, no matter what you're doing. Happy soon-to-be 4th of July to all the non-MAGA people, because the MAGA people, Okay, love yous, bye.